The best thing about MMA, getting to beat someone's and get paid for it. Shake it fast. Show me what you're working with.
My mom's a criminal justice attorney, actually.
Is that who was in my DMs last night? Woo! Get you some.
Supposed last fight is coming up. Is this it, or?
Oh boy. Hang on. I need a cigarette. I remember seeing all these really scary satanic symbols. I work on looking in the mirror and saying that I am enough, that I don't really have anything else to prove.
Welcome to Fast Ones, the show where we ask 10 questions in 10 minutes and we ramp from 1 mile an hour to 10 miles an hour. Today, I'm thrilled to announce our guest, one of the most talented MMA fighters ever on planet Earth, reigning heavyweight champion, Jon Jones.
What the? We literally just crawled into hell.
Jonny Bones, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Mikey. How you feeling?
Good, good.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, first question. Who's your favorite fighter growing up?
My favorite fighter, I would have to say, is Anderson Silva.
All right.
Anderson Silva and I, we had the same body type, and he's just the man. I figured I'd shadow my career after somebody who looked a little bit like me. So.
And what about broadly in sports in general? Who was a favorite athlete you had?
Probably Michael Jordan. Like everyone, I'm sure your mom named you after Mike. You look just like him.
I got that a lot growing up in Chicago. People were like, "Oh, is that MJ?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, MJ, he's the man. He was just so innovative. He changed basketball, and that's what the point is to change your sport, and that's why I like Mike. Everyone wants to be like Mike.
So tell me a little bit about your upbringing and how that influenced your decision to become a fighter.
Pretty much, I grew up in a really athletic family. Both of my brothers, everyone knew they were going to be in the NFL.
Let's bump it up.
Oh
too.
boy, here we go.
Right.
We're moving.
Athletic family.
Athletic family. Everyone knew my brothers were going to be in the NFL by the time they were in college, and I pretty much just wanted to keep up with the Joneses. And
literally.
So I joined the jiu-jitsu school, and my jiu-jitsu teacher believed I had some great potential to be a really good martial artist, and I'm glad I listened to him because fast forward, I've had a really great MMA career.
What's his name?
A guy named, I won't say his last name because he was a little bit of a dickhead. Excuse me.
But he was wrong. He wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong. He turned out to be a dick.
Yeah. And your faith is really important to you. How's that evolved through your career?
We go from calling someone a dickhead to faith. Faith is very important to me.
For sure.
Faith is very important to me. I grew up in a Christian household. I'm trying to, teach my daughters.
All right, let's pump it to 3.
About, the power of faith and belief. Honestly, without my faith, I don't believe I would have made it this far in my MMA career. I turn to God whenever things get a little hairy. I turn to God when things are great. And one of the best friendships I've ever had.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And what was your first breakthrough? When did you first realize you got that dog in you?
I would say it was when I fought against a guy named Stephen Bonner. Stephen Bonner, he was in the Ultimate Fighter, one of the original Ultimate Fighters. And he was the first really famous guy I ever fought against. And a lot of people thought I was gonna lose that fight. I had to really dive into sports psychology and just believing in self. I won that fight, and after winning that fight, I felt like there was no UFC fighter I couldn't beat.
You were him. At that point, you're like, all right.
So yeah, at that point, I felt pretty close to being that guy.
All right, let's pump this up to 4. All right, what's the best thing about MMA?
Don't act like we're on the same speed. I got much longer legs than you.
So it's easier for you. I agree.
That's funny. The best thing about MMA is getting to beat someone's and get paid for it.
Hey. And what's the worst thing about MMA?
The worst thing about MMA is waking up every day. It's just really sore. I have a lot of sore muscles, aches and pains, but that's the price we pay. And if it didn't hurt, I think everyone would do it.
Yeah. All right, at this point in the show, we usually take a
little shot.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, Mikey.
All right, let's pump this to 5. This is that most awkward speed for me where it's like a trot. We're not walking, we're not running. It's like all right, back to the questions. Mr. Jones, what's the biggest risk you've ever taken in your career?
I would say the biggest risk I've ever taken was moving my family out here to Albuquerque, New Mexico, pursuing this MMA career. At the time, I knew nothing about Albuquerque or the team. I just knew that one of the coaches was creating great athletes, and I didn't know if I would gel with him or not, but I'm glad I took the risk because he's one of my great mentors today, and I'm glad I dared.
What do you tell people about Albuquerque?
I tell people that Albuquerque is not...
We gotta pump this to 6.
Oh boy, here we go. I tell people that Albuquerque is not nearly as bad as the news make it seems.
This is where Breaking Bad was shot, right? And like everyone knows there's aliens in New Mexico, so it's not that, there's other good things going.
Yeah, Albuquerque's a great place. There's great families here, great culture, great food. If you love, Mexican food, we have some of the best food, some of the best skies and sunsets.
All right, so you have kids. What surprised you the most about being a parent? And we got bumped this to 7.
Kids are amazing. I absolutely love being a dad. What surprised me most? Nothing surprises me about these damn kids. It's something new every day. They keep me on my toes, no pun intended. And I'm grateful to be a dad. It's one of the greatest jobs I've ever had.
Yeah. I have 2 kids.
Nice.
Definitely changes you.
Boys or girls?
I got a girl and a boy.
Nice, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, take a look at this picture here. What's going on in this picture?
All right, this is a few years ago. One of my friends convinced me to do some cave exploring with him. It's a pretty scary experience. The deeper we got, I remember seeing all these really scary satanic symbols. And I was like, what the? We literally just crawled into hell.
All right, let's bump this 1. Let's bump this to 8. Do you get claustrophobic?
I was really claustrophobic. And I got more scared once I started seeing the freaking symbols everywhere.
Yeah. So you're a badass fighter. What would you say is the most off-brand thing about you? Like, do you like getting pedicures? Like, what's the most off-brand thing about you?
I say the most off-brand thing about me is that I love singing. I sung in the jazz choir, and I sung in a church choir growing up, and I just won't let it go. It's
What'd you go to? You got something for us?
Let's see here. What do I got? Shake it fast. Watch yourself. Shake it fast. Show me what you're working with. Ow!
All right, you're known for your choke submissions. What's your favorite hold and why? And we gotta bump this to 9. This is the second to last minute. You're known for your choke submissions. What's your favorite hold and why? And when did you use it best?
Hang on, I need a cigarette.
Someone call the PA, we need a cigarette. All right, let's move to easier questions. Okay, you have 27 wins. Which one are you most proud of?
Oh man. The fight that I'm most proud of is probably my last fight. Fought against a guy named Cyril Gain.
All right, 90 seconds left. What were you gonna say about that?
I fought against Cyril Gain. It was my first time fighting him in 3 years. Different weight class. Kicked his ass without getting hit. Pretty proud of that.
Insane. If you hadn't gone into MMA, what line of work would you have gone into?
I actually went to school for criminal justice. I've always thought serving, protecting, helping your neighbor is a pretty cool thing to do.
All right. My mom's a criminal justice attorney, actually.
Is that who was in my DMs last night?
10 miles an hour. Alrighty. What's top of your playlist right now?
Oh man, favorite songs. Honestly, I just listen to whatever's on the radio.
Okay.
But I love Bob Marley.
Love Bob Marley.
I'm everything Bob Marley.
Yeah. Okay, steak or sushi?
Steak.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Mountains or ocean?
Mountains.
What's the best bone to break and the worst bone to break?
Best bone to break. Is that finger?
And worst?
Probably in the ankle.
All right, we did it. 10 minutes, brother. Wanna keep going?
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. I don't know if I can do that. All right, well, we're done. Let's wind this down. This brings us back down to 1. So you've been a fighter for 16 years. Mm-hmm. What's next? Like, what do the next 16 years look like?
Oh man, well, I got some really amazing kids. My daughters are really big into volleyball. And man, just seeing them make it to a Division I college, that'd do my heart a lot of good. Not many things were handed to me growing up. And to see my children earn a scholarship, that's one of my greatest goals. I also let my kids know that I work really hard for a reason. And if they were to somehow not get a scholarship, that I will take care of them and get them into school. I think that's just my main focus right now, is just being the best dad that I can be and watching my kids achieve their goals. That's what excites me these days.
That's beautiful, bro.
That's after left Jon. That's
beautiful.
after fighting Jon anyways. Yeah.
People want more Jon. Is this it, or is there more? We got your supposed last fight is coming up in under a month here.
Yeah, you know, I feel like whether I retire or not will depend on this next performance. One of my main goals is to make it look really easy, and if I can accomplish that, then curiosity will keep me in the game, just to see how far we can take this thing. But at the same time, I'm really happy with the career. It's been unbelievable, truly unbelievable. And I work on looking in the mirror and saying to myself that I am enough, that I've accomplished enough, and that I don't really have anything else to prove.
Right.
Sometimes we can get caught up at work and just always needing more and more and more. And I'm really learning. I'm in the process of teaching myself to be proud of what I've already done and the man that I've become.
Well, first of all, I think it's really great for people to hear that from someone who's at the absolute top of their game, that even you're telling yourself, I am enough, I am good. Because I think a lot of people look to you and you're the best at what you've ever done. So the fact that you're still grappling with your own self and like telling yourself, like, I am enough, I think it's a powerful message for people to hear.
I think as men, it's important to pat ourselves on the back. As humans, it's important for us to be able to pat ourselves on the back and be proud of who we are, what we've accomplished. Ultimately, practicing gratefulness, just being grateful for how things have been and being present. Yeah, that's one of the things I'm working on, just gratefulness for what is already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we close here, anything you want to shout out? Anyone you want to show some love to?
Shout out to my team, mainly my family, my beautiful fiance, magnificent team of people I have around me, my management team, the UFC, Care Project, my foundation Care Project. Check us out at careproject.org.
Careproject.org.
Oh yeah. And
cool.
Ketones, baby.
Let's go.
Ketones. Keeping me sharp, keeping me in my game, helping me get through another training camp.
Hell yeah.
Not get through, helping me thrive, baby.
Yeah.
Just helping me thrive.
Woo! That was fun.
Get you some.